It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. We are on the line with Dan Schlossberg this morning, and our visit is presented by Marcus & Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. And Dan is, I'll tell you what, this is going to be such a fun conversation with us here this morning. You know what, Dan, I'm going to have to start again because the PDF just went away.
Okay.
All right, I'll edit. Here we go. Dan is the author of Here's the Pitch. And I'll tell you what, this is a book, Dan, that I have a big bone to pick with you. Why did this just come out now? I mean, I needed this in December when baseball season was far away.
I hate to contradict you, but it came out on November 15th.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah.
So you're just getting it to me now. Boy, Dan, I'll tell you what. Hey, this is so much fun, though. This is so much fun. The book is called Here's the Pitch. And to explain it, it's not exactly a Bill James type of book. This is a book that's all about baseball with wonderful articles in it, some arguments that are presented in it. And you just got together with some of your buddies and put this out, huh?
Pretty much. There's 35 essays by 15 different writers. I wrote a bunch of them myself. And you're right, there's a lot of controversy in this book.
Yeah, it's generated. It's designed to generate all kinds of great discussion. And so let's get into it a little bit with you. One of the interesting things to me, because there are so many great articles in it, and we'll describe some of them for you. But one of the interesting things to me was the article about guys that should be in the Hall of Fame. Of course, Dave Parker now is, and he's included on that list. But then you look at it and you're making the case for this guy or that guy that should be in the Hall of Fame. Danny Murtaugh didn't make it again. But that's a lot of fun. That's a great debate starter, isn't it?
It definitely is. I think it's the number one controversy in baseball, the Hall of Fame voting and who's in and who's not in. I love it. It happens every year.
Well, the thing about it is you explain that whole process of how the vote came to be what it is today. And it gives us a great understanding of why the baseball case evolves the way that it has for some of these guys. And here was Billy Wagner on the very last vote. He gets in, and some other fellows like C.C. Sabathia, they get in on the first vote. It's a really complicated process.
It is. And Andrew Jones is going to be in his 9th year next year, and I felt he should have been a first ballot guy.
So did I. Yeah.
Well, you never know. And Dave Parker, of course, should have gotten in with the writers years ago.
Why don't they, though? Is it because of the way that they interacted with writers during their career? What is the problem? I understand with Parker there was the drug thing that played a big role in it, too. But a lot of these guys, the nice guys seem to get in. The guys that are a little bit prickly, maybe not.
Well, it really is a matter of who comes up against you at the time you become eligible. Case in point, Dale Murphy, back-to-back MVPs, not in the Hall of Fame, 398 lifetime home runs, but when he came up, he was against Nolan Ryan, George Brett, and Robin Yount. So that's pretty stiff competition.
Yeah, it really is, but you would think at some point these guys would come to their senses and say, yeah, that's Dale Murphy, he should be in, and he was a genuinely nice guy.
Super nice. He was a National League version of Cal Ripken. I knew him quite well, but he didn't get in for one reason or another. I still think that he should get in with the veterans.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff Kallman contributes an article in this book, and it's just a wonderful. By the way, the book is called Here's the Pitch, the 2025 edition. He's talking about Willie Mays. It's called What Willie Really Left Behind. And what a love story that is, huh?
Oh, it really is. We lost Willie Mays this year. By the way, Willie and I shared a birthday, May 6th.
Oh, yeah?
That was my birthday, too. And every year on May 6th, people say, hey, you know, it's Willie Mays' birthday? And I said, yeah, people are telling him it's my birthday.
But that's a wonderful article. Tell me about how it was that you came to hook up with guys like Jeff.
Jeff's a great writer. He's one of our best contributors to Here's the Pitch, which, by the way, is a 6 times a week newsletter. We don't publish on Sunday. We have 3 different editors. I'm one of them. I do the weekend editions. I do Friday and Saturday. And I went through the whole year, the whole preceding year, looking for topics. I wanted to have a wide variety of topics, mostly looking forward to 2025 and beyond. You know, we love trends, but also some history, like Yogi Berra's Purple Heart that he never won. Why did he not win it? He actually earned it but he never filed the paperwork because he didn't want to upset his mother and let her know that he was injured.
That's such a great story. Oh, man, that's a part of this as well. I love the article about bunting as well. Today's MLB players don't bunt, and you get really into that topic in depth.
Well, all you have to do is look at the videos of somebody named Brett Butler, and people might not remember who Brett Butler was. He was a center fielder who could run and bunt. He didn't hit too many home runs, but he was very valuable because of his speed, and baseball needs more guys like that.
Yeah, Brett Butler, Jay Bell of the Pirates. He was another guy that was in that same vein.
That's right.
Guys that use the bunt.
And got a lot of infield hits as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great one. You get into stolen bases, and of course, we've had some great stolen bases with our Pittsburgh Pirates. Omar Moreno is one that we think of. But the stolen base, how valuable is it to teams? And does a great stolen base count actually contribute to your offense or not? You get into that.
Well, with the bases being increased in dimensions, stolen bases are on the upswing. So it's very important. Look what Shohei Ohtani did this past year. The first 50-50 year in baseball history. That was incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Here's my favorite article in the entire book. The book is called Here's the Pitch. And it's the 10 obscure objects to see at the Baseball Hall of Fame. And the very first item on that list is to me the most exciting one. The very first ball thrown at the 1919 World Series, the Eddie Cicotti ball, and it's there at the Hall of Fame. I've been there. I didn't see it.
Well, there are lots of things at the Baseball Hall of Fame that could make that list. For example, there's a gold presidential pass given to Richard Nixon in 1972, but never used because the Washington Senators became the Texas Rangers. He never went to a game that year.
Yeah, that's a great article. And in those cases, you're required to actually go to the Hall of Fame. Paul Banks did that one, and so he had to go to the Hall of Fame. What a great assignment that must be, huh?
Oh, I love the Hall of Fame. I try to go 3 or 4 times every year.
Yeah. You write a great article in the book, too, called Why Jackie's Hall of Fame Plaque Had to Be Changed. Tell me about that.
The original writing didn't really express what he contributed to the civil rights movement or what he contributed as a man. I mean, Jackie Robinson not only changed baseball, but changed society, changed a lot of things, and paved the way for black people to get the breaks they never had before. And so the plaque had to be changed. I didn't even know you could change Hall of Fame plaques, but this one was.
Yeah. And then speaking of Jackie Robinson, you spend a lot of time in the book on the Negro Leagues, and there's the wonderful article written by W.H. Johnson, Going, Nearly Gone. Ballparks that hosted Negro League games. It's true. We're losing ballparks. They are being torn down and replaced, and you go over that. That's another one of those love story type of things, isn't it?
Oh, it is very much. We had that game in Rickwood Field this past year, and that ballpark was built in 1910. Which really makes it the oldest standing professional ballpark. Yeah,
it's terrific stuff. Hey, when you put this book together, you mentioned the newsletter that you do. Do people have access to that newsletter?
You need to be a member of the Internet Baseball Writers Association of America, but it's easy to join, inexpensive. So just Google IBWAA or Internet Baseball Writers Association of America. You can join, and you can also write for the newsletter if you like.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's a great idea. The article on Shohei Ohtani and his contract is something that is bound to get a lot of talk as well. And you really break down that case, and that's an article that you wrote. Why did you come to the conclusions that you came to with Shohei?
Well, as I said in the opening paragraph of that article, it was great for him, good for the Players Association, and bad for baseball. Because once salaries are known, everybody else's asking price goes up. I mean, the Dodgers gave him $300 million more than the previous high salary, which is owned by Mike Trout. And it's just absurd that there was such a jump, a stratospheric jump, and it changed baseball. Look at free agency now. There are more than 100 players still unsigned. Spring training starts in 2 weeks. It's crazy. It's crazy. And there are going to be some very good players out of work.
Yeah, you're right about that. And the way that they crafted that contract and the cost down the road. It's eventually going to catch up with them, but they'll have made a whole bunch of money. It's a great revenue enhancement for them that they'll be able to cover that cost.
Well, except for Yamamoto, just about all the Dodgers contracts are deferred.
Yeah, that's amazing. That really is. And that's a bold move by them in order to go after what they want to go after, which is World Series championships. Financing in baseball is something that, of course, we hear with the Pittsburgh Pirates. We hear about it all the time, and we get angry about it and wish for the sale of the team to somebody that's going to spend some money, and we know that. But it's really something that baseball has to get a better handle on, a better grip on all of that.
Well, I was very happy to see the Pirates brought back Andrew McCutchen, because he's a Pirate through and through, and it's tradition. He belongs in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. So the book is called Here's the Pitch, the 2025 edition, selected and edited by Dan Schlossberg. How do we get our hands on it, Dan?
Best way to do it is to go onto the publisher's website, which is ACTA, A-C-T-A, actapublications.com, and order it that way.
Beautiful. ACTA Sports is the name of the publisher. Here's the Pitch 2025, selected and edited by Dan Schlossberg. Got the kitty cat to work on the forward, too, huh?
Right. Jim Cott wrote the forward. He's a good friend of mine. I've had him on baseball cruises that I hosted. Super guy.
Oh, yeah. He's a lot of fun, too. You just listen. You can sit and listen to him talk for hours about baseball.
There's a Pittsburgh angle here, too. Did you know that his very last spring training was with the Pirates and he didn't make the team?
Oh, I didn't remember that.
He was 45 years old. And he thought he pitched pretty well, but the Pirates said, "You're too old. I'm sorry. We've got to take a younger guy."
Yeah. How about that? He's great for baseball. Jim Cott is, really.
You might have some pictures of Jim Cott in a Pirates uniform if anybody took them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's an assignment. Our buddy, maybe we'll get our buddy Bob Fulton in on that. Dan, hey, Dan, thanks so much for the visit this morning. The book is Here's the Pitch 2025. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Todd. It was great.
Have a great day today.
You too. Thank you.